Hello, Taurus, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? The purpose of these readings is to bring forth the messages that need to be heard, in addition to my experience as a spiritual coach, helping you kind of dig into the healing and the belief systems and kind of more the metaphysical and psychological aspect of these things. So if that doesn't sound like that's for you, this very well might not be your reading. But as always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages. I have the tarot deck already shuffled that we'll be jumping into, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, so take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Taurus, in your recent past, you have worked through your fears with the 8 of Wands in reverse. This is interesting because, in your immediate future, you have faith in your dreams. So this is about trying to bring something into reality, whether that be a relationship, a level of stability, financially, or in your personal life, or in a career. Take it as it resonates. But I do feel like your recent past was having to face a lot of the fears that what it is that you're wanting isn't going to happen, isn't going to come to fruition. Now, I feel like there's a few layers to that, because I feel like you were facing the fear both on like a psychological level, but also like facing your fears in reality. Like your reality was making you feel as if your fears were true. And I feel like that got you kind of stuck in a pretty rough place. I don't know for how long this could be. I feel like it could go either way. It could have been like a short period of time or a fairly long period of time. But I do feel like you're still kind of dealing with that, because in your current energy, you have don't let your past hold you back with the Sun in reverse. When it comes to breaking out of survival mode, stepping into your power and creating the life of your dreams, your ego will do everything in its power to try to pull you back into safety. Because that safety, to your ego, safety is survival mode, because it's predictable and you understand what it's going to feel like. So even though it might not be fulfilling and it might not make you happy, and these cycles that you're stuck in might be painful, your ego prefers them because it knows what it's going to be like. It's predictable, and the unknown is the scariest thing to the ego, because that means that it doesn't have control. And so sometimes we have a tendency to fall back into old habits or choose paths that more resonate with that level of safety and predictability than do with our actual potential and the possibility that exists in our life for abundance. And so we have to kind of dig deep into those beliefs and make sure that our beliefs are aligning with the life that we want to experience instead of the life that we have experienced. Because if you have experienced a lot of lack and a lot of situations, not working out for you or not coming together, then you're going to start to believe that that's all that there is to life, or specifically that that's all there is for your life. And those beliefs will become your reality if you don't do something about them. So that's when I kind of get into the conversation of like your trauma and the things that have happened to you. They're not your fault, but it is your responsibility to get to the core root of these beliefs so that you don't have to keep repeating cycles that are painful. Now, in your immediate future, you have faith in your dreams with the Page of Wands in reverse. This isn't just about knowing what you want. It's about knowing that what you want is possible before it even appears into your life. And that is like the key aspect of manifestation that a lot of people miss. It's funny, I actually posted a video on this very thing to my TikTok today. Or I guess I post this on Tuesday, so that would be yesterday. That TikTok really talked about what is it that it's what it is that most people struggle with when it comes to manifestation, and it's always believing that their manifestations exist in the future. In a way, it's almost like you need your manifestations to appear into reality before you have faith in them existing. But the thing is the faith has to come before them existing. So you have to have faith in whatever it is that you're trying to attract or manifest before it appears into your life. And that faith and that belief in that faith is what creates the manifestation in general. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't mean that it's faith in a specific God or faith in a specific, anything. It's faith in a spiritual connection of your own understanding, and the belief that that spiritual connection has your back and is helping you manifest whatever it is that you're wanting into reality. So that is a lot of the overview, but let's start, Taurus, by jumping into the situation. Let's see what you've been dealing with. This is recent past for Taurus. Clarifying, work through your fears with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Reset past for Taurus, please. Reset past for Taurus. So it's interesting, this Hierophant, it actually came out with have faith in your dreams. And there's the Moon in reverse. Okay. There's a really big lesson in what has been happening here for you. A lot of your movements, choices, and decisions up until this point in your life, Taurus, have aligned with fear. And it's not that you are afraid or that you're not a confident, capable person. That's not what I'm saying. But when we don't know what we're capable of because we've never experienced it, we'll often then choose to sell ourselves short and settle for relationships and situations that don't align with our true potential and our true level of fulfillment that's possible for us. So we'll essentially choose the fear that what we really want isn't ever going to come to fruition. So therefore, we've got to settle for, as good as it gets. And that, when we make decisions in alignment with that, that's first and foremost, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that your decisions have aligned with that fear. That fear is a product of your experience. If you've experienced things that have gone very much not your way or have been very painful, and you've internalized beliefs that you're not deserving, that you're not capable, that you're not worthy, or whatever the case is, then you're going to believe that, and your thoughts and your actions are going to align with that. So specifically in your reset past, it's talking about how whatever situation you've been through, like especially if you're facing a lot of fear and have been facing a lot of fear, that is actually happening on purpose, because we have to face those fears that what we want isn't going to come to fruition, so that we can choose not to believe it. Your fear is always going to exist. You're always going to be afraid that what it is that you're wanting to create in your life or have in your life, with even if it's that's just like a basic level of safety and security, you're always going to have the fear that you're not going to receive that. But it's not about whether or not the fear exists, it's about whether or not you choose to believe that fear, because your beliefs are the root of your results. Reset past for Taurus, please. Reset past for Taurus. Ooh. I feel like your circumstances and your recent past kind of aligned with the with your belief. Like it felt like things were falling apart, and maybe they very much were. Maybe you were kind of going through situations where it felt like everything was falling apart and like you were losing your chance at happiness, or whatever the case might be. It's imperative to understand and to note that our happiness never exists in the past. It always exists where we are right now and what we're capable of creating for our life in the future. And the more that you can learn to look at what happens and things kind of falling apart and life experiences happening, in a certain way, the more that you can look at that stuff as what it's trying to teach you and what fears are really being brought to the surface through those experiences, the more that you can face those fears and then choose to align with the faith instead of the fear. Because the more that you allow your fear that you're never going to get what it is that you want in life to control your decision making, the more you're actually going to choose situations that are inevitably going to fall apart. Every time we play it safe, the universe will always rip us out of those situations, so that if we don't step out of our comfort zone, the universe will push us out of our comfort zone, essentially. And there's not a right or wrong way to do it. Maybe you need that push from the universe, and that's what's best for you. But I will say, in your recent past, and possibly this has been a cycle you're stuck in, where it feels like as soon as you build something, like it falls apart, or every time you get to a certain level, it feels like you can't get past that level. And I feel like that's ultimately because the universe is trying to redirect you to a path that aligns more with what it is that you truly want and deserve and are deserving of, as opposed to what it is that you think you need to invest in order to survive. And you believe in survival mode because you've experienced survival mode for your whole life. So that makes plenty of sense. But again, the more that you can take responsibility for how things have happened, not saying that it's your fault, But the more that you can take responsibility for what has happened, the more control you then have over your own life. Otherwise, you'll always look at yourself as a victim, even if you have been a victim, right? I'm not saying that you haven't been, but if you feel as if you're a victim and you look at your life as I'm a victim, things always happen to me, well, that is going to be what you continue to experience. And no one wants to be a victim in their own life. You want to feel powerful and in control. And I'm not sitting here saying that you can control every aspect of your reality, but what I am saying is that when you lean more on faith, and you have that belief that the universe is protecting you and guiding you and it has your back and it's trying to push you to grow, but also trying to provide you with what it is that you want and deserve, the more that you will experience a level of peace and happiness that doesn't exist when you're trying to control your reality. Reset past for Taurus. Yeah, because things are just straight up not moving forward. The Chariot in reverse and the Star with the Four of Swords in reverse. The Star is interesting. What is the Star talking about? For Taurus's recent past. What is the Star talking about for Taurus's recent past? The Sun in reverse. And that's funny. And then there's the Page of Wands. So we've pulled both of those already. Now it's interesting because this one's up right here. Okay, I get it. And then it's funny because there's the Six of Cups, which is talking about your past, and you have don't let your past hold you back. So, I mean, things aren't moving forward because you're believing your ego's fear tactics over over your faith in the universe. Of course you are. You're a human being. You're having a very human experience. So it makes sense that you're going to perceive your reality based on your experiences, right? This is where you have to take your power back and realize that what you've experienced is only a very, very small part of what is actually possible for your reality. If you look at your experience and you say, this is all that's possible, you're going to always be stuck in experiencing the same situations. You'll have relationships with essentially the same people that are trying to teach you the same lessons. You will experience friendships falling apart over and over again. You'll feel like you're constantly starting over and having to rebuild and recreate. And that's because the lesson that's needing to be learned is on the other side of realizing that you are capable of more than what you've been settling for. And I feel like it's really hard when you have to realize, oh my gosh, I've been accepting less than what I deserve, because then you start to feel guilty for putting yourself in situations where you weren't treated appropriately, for accepting people's treatment of you even when you knew you deserved better. Like that, those kinds of realizations are tough on the ego, because the ego wants to be a victim. The ego wants to feel as if everything is everybody else's fault and the ego is perfect and has no problems whatsoever. But it also wants to keep you trapped in experiencing the same perfect lessons, right? I remember when I first kind of went through my spiritual awakening and had to take that tough look in the mirror. It was hard. I mean, I kind of had to go away for a couple years, essentially, to really realize that I was the problem. I was in all of the situations in my life that fell apart and that didn't work out, and that, all of the times I'd experienced lack and loss, I was the common denominator in every single one of those. And the second that I was able to take my power back and do the healing and the inner work that was needed was the second my life started to change. And so it's hard to take that look in the mirror, but your soul is tired of the same experiences, and it wants to experience more, and it wants to have more, and it, get to create more abundance in your reality. But the only way to do that is to take accountability and responsibility for the ways that you haven't been able to do that, so that you can then figure out what you need to do to be able to do that. There's one thing that I don't, this was all year past. There's one thing I don't love about this new wave kind of spirituality, and it's putting the blame on everyone outside of you, and it's easy to do that, because it's not saying you're not a victim, and it's not saying that you are not, absolutely valid in your feelings of what has happened to you. What it is saying is that if you want to create the life of your dreams, if you want to take your power back, you have to take responsibility for what has happened to you and what part of your belief system has created that. For me, it was an emotionally abusive relationship. For the longest time, it was this person treated me poorly. This person, hurt me, and I couldn't trust anyone. I couldn't trust anyone. I couldn't open myself up to anyone. I wanted this a relationship that would be, open and vulnerable, but I was incapable of being open and vulnerable because I felt like such a victim in that situation. When I took my power back and I was able to say, you know what, I let that happen. I didn't set boundaries because I was afraid of being alone and I didn't want to lose that person. I didn't stand up for myself because I didn't know how. I didn't know I was deserving of standing up for myself because I had never really been taught how to stand up for myself. The more that you can take your power back and say, I am responsible for what has happened to me, that doesn't take the blame off the other person or the other situation, but it does say I have control over what happens to me and now and in the future. And the more that you do that, the more you're going to open yourself up to the possibility that the universe has in store for you, because the more you're going to realize that you have control over creating those. But it's hard to do, and I feel like right off the bat these are some very tough messages here, but I do feel like ego is a big part of this reading. That's not to say you're like an egotistical person or anything like that, Taurus. We all have ego. We all struggle with ego, and if you think you don't, then that's your ego talking. All right, current energy for Taurus, clarifying, don't let your past hold you back with the sun in reverse. Don't let your past hold you back with the sun in reverse. Current energy for Taurus. What does Taurus need to know about their current energy? You're in a very triggered state right now about things coming together, you getting what it is that you want and deserve. And that is because your self-doubt is being heavily triggered right now. In order to receive more, we have to believe that we are capable of more. And in order to believe that we are capable of more, we have to believe that we are deserving of more. In order to believe that we are deserving of more, we have to stop accepting less. It's a process. And when we do stop accepting less and we do start to choose more and we start to align with the belief that we're deserving of more and we start to align our actions with that intention, like I kind of mentioned in the beginning of the reading, your ego is going to do everything in its power to pull you back to safety, to try to tell you that you're delusional or that you're crazy for thinking you're deserving of more, or that you're going to be alone forever since you're not settling for that relationship, or that you're going to fail because you're not capable enough or not skilled enough, or you don't have enough experience. Your ego is going to do whatever the hell it can to try to pull you back to safety. People often think that having an ego is being able to say, oh wow, I'm so great, I'm so amazing, and that kind of self-involved aspect. Sure, there are aspects of the ego that is very much in alignment with that, but the ego will also sit there and tell you how horrible you are and how much you don't deserve and how little you are. It'll try to make you small because being small is safe. Because then you're not taking risks, then you're not putting your fears, you're not challenging your fears, you're believing your fear. And when you stay trapped in that mentality, you will never be able to move forward. Because when you move forward, every single time you try to level up, and this is something that I have learned heavily in my own life, every single time you try to level up, you will experience triggers out the wazoo. Like you no, that's even a saying. You will experience triggers beyond like no other. And those triggers will be, you're not deserving enough, you're not capable enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not attractive enough, you're not smart enough, you're not blah 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 blah. Those fears and those triggers will try their hardest to pull you back into safety. So when you start to take steps out of your comfort zone and you start to try to align with the life of your dreams, because it's going to take risk and it's going to take leaning on faith, you have to remember that you are going to reach a point where your ego is going to be louder than your faith. And in those moments, you have to take an active role in choosing faith over fear, because your ego is loud and it is destructive and it is demanding. Your faith and your intuition and your guidance from your higher self, it's going to be soft, it's going to be quiet, and it's going to feel very uncomfortable because it's going to be different than what it is you're used to experiencing. So you have to remember that every time you try to level up, there is going to be a world of energies that are going to try to pull you back down. And it's not just happening from outside of you. It might manifest as other people kind of telling you you're not good enough and so on and so forth, but it's actually coming from within. It's coming from your own limiting beliefs. All right, current energy for Taurus. That's why you have don't let your past hold you back. Don't let what you've experienced keep you believing that that's all you have to experience. Current energy for Taurus. This is a long reading, I can already tell. Current energy for Taurus. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Justice in reverse with the High Priestess. Okay. Your higher self, your inner guidance system, is trying to guide you toward an opportunity that very much aligns with you. This could be for a new career, it could be for a new relationship, it could be for anything. And this opportunity will balance, because I feel like right now you're experiencing this justice in reverse, this lack of feeling like you have what it is that you deserve in situations, feeling like maybe you're constantly feeling like you're getting screwed over or the short end of the stick, or no matter how hard you try, things never really seem to work out or line up for you. And that's because your higher self is, first of all, trying to guide you through your fear and your limiting beliefs that you're currently experiencing and get you to choose the faith that there's more on the other side of it. But that includes, it's almost like it's not just taking action, but it's almost like listening to the guidance as to how. Like there's more to it. It's like whatever it is you're afraid of doing or starting or creating or whatever it is, you don't have to make the move right away. You have to learn that setting the intention is the first step. If you know you're in a relationship that you feel like you need to leave, but you're having such a hard time actually taking that action, don't be upset at yourself for not taking the action right away. You have to take a step back and set the intention. I want to leave this relationship because I know I deserve better. And then start asking for guidance on how to do that. And it will be a lot easier than you think, because your fear tries to tell you that it's going to be impossible. It tries to tell you that you're never going to be okay, or it's going to take you 1 million years to heal or get over something or to get to where you're trying to go. Your higher self and your intuition is trying to guide you to the quickest, most efficient path to get there. But you have to learn to lean on that guidance. And in order to lean on that guidance, you have to open yourself up to that guidance. So it's like there's an opportunity here that you really want. That very much resonates with your soul and the life of your dreams. But it almost feels like there's some fear that's holding you back from it. Current energy for Taurus, please. Current energy for Taurus. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, okay. So what is this talking about? Six of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse. But I think I know what it's talking about. It just seems like the message is a little bit out of left field. More on this message. There's something from your past you haven't fully healed from that's keeping you from your future. And I feel like we'll get more on that with the Page of Wands in reverse. There's something from your past, a belief that you learned through childhood, I feel like that's ultimately what it is. A situation in your life that hasn't been healed that's keeping you from being able to receive what it is you want. So let's get more on that. This is what you're needing to watch out for in your immediate future. You have faith in your dreams with the Page of Wands in reverse. This is for Taurus's immediate future, please. Immediate future for Taurus, clarifying, have faith in your dreams with the Page of Wands in reverse. Immediate future for Taurus. Six of Cups in reverse. So this is, and then the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is whatever it is from your past. There you are. There's a Ten of Wands. Ooh, the Sun in reverse. Okay. Taurus, you've been taught by the people that you grew up around, right? Because we enter this world knowing nothing. And then other people and society places their beliefs and their expectations on us. And then we kind of just go along with it because we don't know any better, right? And we have a spiritual awakening and your whole life falls apart. You realize that there's more to life. But your immediate future is about looking at what you grew up believing was possible. Did you grow up believing that survival mode was the only way forward? Did you grow up believing that relationships were painful and they took a lot of work? Did you grow up believing that all relationships eventually end? Did you grow up believing that it's impossible to find the person that you're meant to be with? Did you grow up believing that you had to work a 9 to 5 that you hated in order to pay the bills? What did you grow up believing? And how has that impacted your choices and decisions in life? Because the more that you can look at that, it's almost like, Taurus, you've been taught like that you shouldn't stand up for yourself and what it is you want. Like you've been taught that playing it small is the only way to be safe. Like playing it small is the only way to be safe. If you take risks, you're going to fail. If you put yourself out there and do things differently, you're not going to fit in and you're not going to make it. Like it's like you've been taught that if you don't do things by the book, and the book being whatever everyone else believes is necessary about their life, even though they're probably not happy or fulfilled either, right? But the beliefs that they've placed on you about how your life should go, you believe that if you don't do things by that book, that you're not going to get to where you want to go. You're not going to get to that level of success or financial abundance or relationship that you're looking for. When in reality, it's the other way around. When we allow what's been the limiting beliefs that have been placed on us to control our movements, choices, and decisions, we keep ourselves from the abundance that we are ultimately deserving of. So this immediate future is learning to, honestly, like this sounds so cheesy, believe in yourself. Believe in what it is. Believe in your abilities. Believe in what it is that you're capable of. Believe in what it is that you are believe in what is possible for you. Like believe in yourself and believe in yourself so deeply that you know that you cannot fail. Now, I had someone comment on my channel once and was like, success isn't guaranteed. There's always a chance of failure. And there's a quote that I read once that said, the road to success and failure almost look the exact same. I don't think that's exactly what the quote was, but the concept of the quote. I don't know if it's a famous one. I don't even know who it was by. But what it was basically saying is that when you are taking risks and you are putting yourself out there, you are probably going to face moments of failure. There is absolutely no doubt about that. You're going to face moments where everything falls apart and you feel like you're so stupid for taking the chance or the risk that you did. There will be moments like that on your path. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But those moments are where most people give up. When you are facing what seems like failure, when you are facing your limiting beliefs coming into reality, you have a choice. You have a choice to either allow those limiting beliefs to be true, or to, in that moment, you choose to lean on faith and you say, I feel guided to this path. I know that I'm capable. I know I'm deserving, and I'm choosing to go the way of faith, because in that moment is when you create the miracle. So when you are experiencing what feels like failure and you are experiencing moments where you don't feel like you have the financial support that you need or the love and support that you need, or whatever the case is, when you are facing those moments, choose faith. And sometimes that means taking a step back, getting yourself out of the trigger, letting yourself calm down, and then choosing again. Because, sure, fear and your limitations are going to take over. And as long as you don't allow them to make decisions for you, then you're going to be just fine. You have to remember to take the steps toward faith. You literally have faith in your dreams. No matter what your life looks like right now, Taurus, no matter what you think is possible right now, get rid of it. Get rid of the beliefs that you have. Abandon all beliefs that don't align with abundance and faith and what it is that you are deserving and capable of. Start trying to replace what you have experienced with what you want to experience, and you will start to create a life beyond your wildest dreams, I promise you. All right, immediate future for Taurus. Whew, that's an intense one there, Taurus. Immediate future for Taurus. Four of Wands with the Five of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. This is literally saying there will be moments on your path where you will be disappointed. There's no getting around that. There will be moments when things do not go the way that you want, when it feels like nothing is working out, when it feels like your failure is imminent. There will be moments like that on your path. That is guaranteed. And this is why success is never guaranteed, right? Because with the Four of Wands here, it's choosing, because that, to me, this is like mindset. Your mindset and how you choose to approach those moments will make or break whether or not you reach your Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles. Your mindset around faith and around taking responsibility, stepping into your power, that is the only thing that will be able to create your Ten of Pentacles. And you will have so many moments along your path. I experience them all of the time. You will have so many moments along your path that will try to pound doubt and negative thoughts and fear into your mind and try to get you to believe that fear and that negative talk is reality. And the quicker that you can get at recognizing it and then not allowing it to control your energy will be how fast you end up making your Ten of Pentacles a reality. I had someone comment, was like, I wish the universe would hurry up with their plan for my life and start giving me the opportunities I want. And the thing is, you have to learn that the universe is not the one holding you back. The universe would give you everything that you wanted tomorrow if you were able to attract it and sustain it into your life. So if you are not living the life of your dreams, it is because there are limiting beliefs that are holding you back from that life. So you've got to take a look at those to be able to address them and change them. Immediate future for Taurus, please. Immediate future for Taurus. Align your emotions with confidence. Your emotional energy is some of the most powerful energy you have. What you give emotion to is going to be what expands and what grows. When you're in moments of frustration, it's important to work through that frustration. It absolutely is. When you're in moments of sadness, it's important to work through that emotion. But what is equally as important is to not allow that emotion to become a belief. In the moments where you're experiencing heavy emotions that align with what it is that you fear or what it is that you think that you are, that what you think is happening, it's important to remain confident in those moments. You have to remember to lean on faith and say, I'm just experiencing these emotions. I know everything is going to be okay. I know the universe has my back. I just have to work through this. And then the more you'll learn that it actually becomes a lot easier to work through that emotion and those heightened times where you feel like your fears are becoming reality, because then you'll start to realize that you have almost this friend to hold your hand through those times where you don't feel so alone, and that is your faith and your spiritual connection of your own understanding. So the more that you lean on that faith and that you lean on your confidence and not just yourself but in the universe, the more that you will create miracles in your life. And they are literal miracles. You will start to watch opportunities appear out of thin air. You will start to watch these opportunities lead you to places you never thought that you would be able to go. You will literally start to watch your life transform in front of you. I know that because I've been there. So trust me when I say that this manifestation process is absolutely real, but it also goes a lot deeper than just journaling and affirming and positive, affirmations. You have to learn where these limiting beliefs come from. You've got to do the healing work. You've got to be willing to take a look within and say, what the heck do I need to learn about myself and about my past and about my experiences that can help me get to where I'm trying to go? All right, Taurus, I'm really quick. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. These are going to be messages from your higher self. I've never done this before, but it's going really well so far this week. And then I have an advice card to pull at the end. This is my first week using this advice card. Last thing is that, and I promise this is the last week I'll be talking about this, but the Summer Series workshop on stepping fully into your power and creating the life of your dreams starts this Friday, June 30th. If you have not signed up yet and you have interest in doing that, please do so within this week because you will not be able to be on board for the next 3 sessions. So you have to be signed up before the first session in order to have access to the next 3. Any information for that is in the description box of the video that I've linked at the top of this description box. So click on the one at the top of this one. It'll take you to the video, my original announcement video, and then all of the information on the workshop, including the link to register and information on the presenter and all of that will be in that link. So hope to see some of you guys there. Thank you so much, Taurus, as always, for your support of my channel. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Taurus. Oh, boy. Okay, bye. This is embarrassing. Goodbye. What the heck? Okay, I'm probably gonna edit this.